A lot of interview advice focuses on questions you should ask and preparation that you should do. But there isn't as much advice around about the kind of language, the kind of tone you should set in the way you answer questions. You need to use positive language, and I'm going to share 5 ways in which you could bring that into an interview. The first one is to avoid any disingenuous phrases. And by disingenuous, I mean implying that you've never made a mistake, you've never had an obstacle to overcome, you don't have any weaknesses. The interviewer will know that you have had to overcome challenges, and therefore you need to share them. But instead of giving the impression that it was something insurmountable, you just need to talk about these were the situations I faced, and this is how I overcame them, and this was the result. Leading on from that, the second point is you should always talk about what you learned and how it helped you develop, both as a person and both as a professional in whatever industry or sector you work in. Also use this part to talk about how you keep up to date, how you keep in touch with what's happening in your industry. What journals do you read? What blogs do you read? Who do you talk to? Do you go to networking events? Give an impression that you're someone who's constantly learning and developing. The third way to use positive language is to build conversations. Say to an interviewer, that's an interesting challenge you're facing. I experienced something similar at my last company. This is what I did, or this is how I saw my way around it. This is what I learned. And get a conversation going about how you were able to affect an outcome in a positive way. You'll find that that helps the flow, and it puts you in a very positive light with the interviewer. The fourth one is not to focus on weaknesses. You're bound to be asked at some stage, do you have any weaknesses, or tell us about a weakness. And I think that the key to this is not to pretend you don't have any, but not to delve on, oh, well, actually, I'm very bad at timekeeping, or I'm very bad administrator. Those kind of things could look like you're masking something else. So think of something nervous at presentations, for example, something that you know is one of your weaker points, but which you can show how you're able to overcome that for the greater good of the team, which will be quite important in most interviews. And the final way is a lasting impression. And you leave that by the way you start the interview and end the interview. You're very positive, you're very upbeat, you're very professional, and you leave the interviewer initially with an impression that they are interviewing a serious candidate, and at the end that they have interviewed a candidate who is interested in the job and can offer a lot for the company and position. For more interview advice, go to Jobsite.co.uk/worklife.